Good afternoon, I'm with Takara Hawthorne-Smith. Thank you so much for being with the SPTT today.
Thank you, thanks for having me.
I wanted to ask you initially how you came to be a nationally ranked powerlifter.
Well, it come after my football career and then during my time having physio and then strengthening my knee. And the people that I was training with noticed how strong I was, so they said, well, there you go for powerlifting. It never crossed my mind, so did a bit of research, had a programme, and then 6 weeks later I was a champion of West Midlands in 2015.
You touched briefly on talking about being a footballer. What level did you play at? Who did you play for? Could you tell us a bit more about it?
It was a good level. I was playing for Wolves women from the age of 11 all the way up to the first team and the reserve team, so I was there for about 7 years as a striker.
I read that you had a lot of injuries moving from football into powerlifting. Could you tell us a bit more about how you were able to bounce back from those terrible injuries?
Going to the gym definitely gave me the confidence to, just get back into exercise, and then from there it just happened and here I am today.
For those of us who aren't clued up on the differences between powerlifting and weightlifting, could you just tell us quickly a little bit more about the differences between the two?
Powerlifting consists of 3 lifts, so you got your squat, your bench and your deadlift, and then your best 3 is your total, and then that add it up, and then the best one wins with obviously the high score.
One thing I wanted to ask as well is what it was like going from being a footballer, which is a team sport, you have that camaraderie, to powerlifting, which I understand you'll have a trainer and a coach and physios, but it really is a solitary sport. It's kind of on you on the day.
Yeah, it is definitely. And coming from working as a team and then to working individually, it's all, okay, obviously with the people around me, but when it comes to it on the platform, it's just you against the bar, and I always say the bar's not going to beat me, so that's it. That's how I see it. Yeah.
Do you actually prefer it kind of all being on you, because you know that if you've worked hard enough and you've done the training, you've eaten right, that you're going to be able to achieve on the day? Yeah,
definitely, and that's how I work when it comes to my competitions.
Where do you take your inspiration from? Because you've been a footballer, you're now a powerlifter. Who are some of the idols that you had growing up and currently have?
So from a young age, my football my idols were Thierry Henry and Ashanti, and then flipping on to the other side of the sport, powerlifting, I'd say Kimberly Walford. She's a phenomenal powerlifter from the USA, and also my coach Dave Gray, who's been competing for many years, who's a champion. So watching him win trophies after trophies just gives me that confidence to say, okay, the next competition that I'm going for, I'm going to go out there, get all 9 lifts, and then come back and bring the trophy home.
What advice would you give to any other athletes who compete at kind of academy or junior level and are thinking about moving sport? What would you tell them?
Just do your research on the sport that you're looking to go into. Get some advice from experienced athletes. Have a few sessions with them, and then take it from there and just enjoy it at the same time. I've only been doing powerlifting for 2 years and I'm still learning, so just go out there, passion, and just go for it.
What are the biggest challenges you faced in your sport?
You'll always get the comments, women shouldn't be lifting that heavy weights, but I enjoy it, so as long as I'm enjoying it and I'm passionate about it, that's how I see it. So I'll take no notice of comments like that.
Is there any kind of research that you'd like to see scientists or testers undertake so we could specifically learn a bit more about the sport or how the body reacts to powerlifting?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously I've been tested, so certain things, like supplementation that you can't take, so I think there is a list on one of the sites which states like things that you can't take, so gives people a bit more, like the wary of things to take, so yeah.
Do you think there's anything that powerlifting specifically could do to try and change the way that men particularly view female powerlifters and to try and drive more females into the sport of powerlifting?
I think over the years, again, it's increased in, the women that have competed, so it's on the rise of more women getting involved, so just continue to just push the sport, and hopefully that more women get involved in powerlifting.
We've just seen the great news that you're going to be heading off to Canada. Could you tell us a bit more about that? It looks like wonderful news for you.
Yeah, definitely. So recently I just competed at the British finals where I placed second. And then I got a letter to say I've been invited to squad training. So it's a Great Britain squad training. So the people that has been selected all go to like a gym where they set the location, and then the head coaches there just set the lifts that they expect that individual to get, and then they assess their level of the lifts that they've done on that day. And then when they're happy and satisfied, then you'll be notified if you've been selected. So I was grateful enough to receive another letter to say that I was selected. So I'm off to Canada in June for the World Championship, so it's a big platform and I'm excited, and just go out there and enjoy it.
What numbers are you going to try and lift whilst you're out there? I'm sure you've got some goals in mind, if you don't mind telling us.
Oh, I'd say my squats, I'd hope to get 180 kilos, probably say 102.5, 105 bench, and 220 kilo deadlift. That's my ultimate goal, to get the deadlift, because I'll be the second woman, I believe, in the UK to get that lift. So
seeing how determined you are, I'm sure you're going to get there. Takara, all I can do is thank you so much for this interview. It's been great. Thank you very much.